What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Banks, coming at you live with a trade recap. Today, we'll be going over Google, one of the swing trades we took for the small accounts in our group. And we go over why, rate setup, start to learn why we are taking these swings. And I'll be going over that. But go ahead and hit that retweet and like or subscribe button so you don't miss any of this educational content to make you a profitable trader. And again, my name is Mr. Banks coming at you live. As you guys know, these are real trades taken in the group. We hit SPY up, down, up, all the way around. We also hit in our small accounts, Google both in day trades, and you could see we also took Google as well for all of our small account holders. You can see the team has been on an absolute run, hitting new highs every single day. But you guys came here for the trade recap, so let's get into it. Why was Google on our watch? Well, an important thing to know about trading is that we consolidate and trend, consolidate and trend. You can call it an accumulation phase, you can call it ranging, but just know that stocks accumulate, consolidate, or range, whatever you prefer to call it, and then trend, right? So if we're looking at Google here, likewise with SPY, right? Or how we just saw, very big range here, but a range nonetheless, right? We consolidated and now we're trending. Let's go to Google. Consolidation. Looks like we want to put in a trend, right? So when Google showed us we couldn't go down, I'm on a daily time frame. So looking at this, since it is a swing month out, we're looking at the higher time frames. Now, the lower time frames are great for entries, they're great for day trading, but when we're talking about swings, we want to do it with our higher time frames. Why? Because if we're taking 2 weeks, a month, 2 months out on a swing, wouldn't we prefer to look at a chart that's showing us movements that happen over weeks and days, since that's our trade, right? Break it down very simple, guys. If we're going to take a trade over weeks, days, months, wouldn't we look at the time frames that are showing us over weeks, days, and months versus day trades, right? Happen intraday. So yeah, we're going to look at the smaller time frames because it's showing us that intraday action where we're getting in, we're getting out. Obviously, still use the higher time frames for our levels, but since we're getting in and out within a day, we're using those smaller time frames, right? Everything is all relative when it comes to trading. So whatever you learn on one time frame is still relevant on the other time frame. Supply and demand, any kind of strategies, any kind of EMA crosses. It just all depends on what type of trade you're trying to do. Now, this Google for our small accounts is a swing trade. What was going on? Well, we know that Google not only retested these lows, so likewise, I mean, you could look across the board. Obviously, everything went down, filled that major demand, and now it's pushing up. But Google was kind of that laggard when it came to pushing up, right? Obviously, got the news, but we sorted base, right? And we tried to come back down, created a higher low, and now it looks like we're trying to break out of this range and break to the upside. So when we're looking on the daily here, one thing to note, we held this demand, right? We held this demand, we pushed higher. Big bear flag here, right? Everybody's calling bear flag. But what happened? We created a higher low. So since we know that we held a major demand, we know that we're creating a higher low, we're kind of basing out what was something for us to look at. Well, we wanted to see us break over 165, right? So we can see we have this big range here. We had some that was, let's throw this up here. We had some supply up here as well, which we really needed to get over that 167. Um, that 165 here was really that bigger level, right? 165, say reject, 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 right? And so on and so on. We're creating this big balance. So what is a balance, right? It's exactly what what it's called, a balance between buyers and sellers. Um, Either buyers are loading up on shares, sellers are trying to offload shares, but it's creating this big balance to where not one side is now overtaking the other side. But one thing to note is that we were creating higher lows. Um, Even on this sell, once we had kind of this double top here in that 165, created essentially a higher low from these lows. and then we're slowly trending up. So great move. We're finally breaking out of this range. And as you guys know, if we're breaking out of either the high of the range or the low of the range, we have a high probability that we're going to have some continuation. Now we're already up on this trade. We've already trimmed profits. So either way, whether this, doesn't fully trend out like we want to, we're still going to be up, and hopefully it stays, above coming into the market tomorrow morning. Price target 170, right? Price target 170, ultimately 175 for this retest up here. But we are breaking out of the range, right? We consolidated, and now it looks like we're trying to trend. So biggest thing I want you guys to take a note from this video: consolidation, trend, consolidation, trend. Where do we want to buy the most? We want to buy in consolidation phase. Now, obviously, there are times where we can come back into a demand that's consolidating. And we can fail the trend to the upside. We can absolutely rally base down to the lower. But with Google, with how the market is overall, everything is based out. Everything is created at lows, and now everything is trending up. Google is just one of those that kind of has been, laggard to the market, if you will, right? Kind of that slow uh moving that really hasn't broken out. So when we started seeing this base, we started to see a slow trend up after that higher low here on the daily. The risk reward is definitely to the upside. And once we broke that 165 here today, definitely that risk reward was to the up. And now we're breaking that 167. Target now is into 170 and 175. We do have a month on these. So great swing for the team. But write that stuff down, guys. Market consolidates, trends consolidates, trends, right? For swings, where are good spots to buy swings? Or what are good timeframes to use? You should be writing this down. Best timeframes to use for swings: daily, weekly, monthlies. Where's a good time to buy swings? Consolidation, right? Consolidation. Buying time, at least 1 month out. You could do 2 months. And sometimes, if say we're already starting to trend a little bit, you can also take a swing 2 weeks out. But I really wouldn't keep it anything lower than 2 weeks for a swing, right? At least 2 weeks. Monthlies, though, are definitely, that's where the big boys are playing, right? They're playing monthly swings. They're not doing these weeklies or 2 weeks. They're doing monthly. Whether it's 1 month out, 2 months out, 3 months out, they're playing the monthly swings and expirations on these trades. So if the big boys are playing monthly swings, wouldn't it be fair to say, well, let's follow the big money, right? Now, yes, lower expirations, weekly expirations. If you get the right move in time, do you get a higher percentage? Absolutely. But especially with a small account, isn't it okay to buy time, let the trade breathe, let the trade play out? And, this could still go 100%, especially if you get into 175. This can easily go 100%, but isn't it better to just buy time, let the trade play out, not be so stressed, especially if you work a job, a 9 to 5, right? That's really where that swing trading is something that should develop, that is great for you. And I get it. It's great to be a great day trader. I know the fun in it. It's exciting, easy, fast money, but swing trading, especially with a 9 to 5 or you have a small account, you have to learn the levels. It helps with your entries as well. Helps with your entries as well, because you don't have to have an exact entry like a 0 date or even a weekly, right? Your entry could not be so great, but still profit highly because you bought that time to let the trade play out. It's kind of like when you have equities, right? You can have a bad entry, but you can literally hold it forever, and you could be a year, 2 years down the road in green. Now, granted, you still have an expiration. There's still delta decay. There's still Greeks working against you. But if you're buying a month out, 2 months out, you have all the time in the world um, to sit on the trade. You don't have to be so stressed on getting that exact entry. You have time to average down on it. Um, so if you work a 9 to 5, you work a job, swings are there for you. I would definitely take advantage of them, or learn how to swing trade before we learn how to day trade. As a person who's new to trading, as a person who works, it doesn't have all the time in the world. to day trade, right? Because it is hard. You're working a job. Say you take a day trade, you have to go back to your job immediately. Your boss calls you to the customer, and you can't exit that trade out. You come back, you're in a big loss, right? That's never fun. But with the swing trading, you're able to hold that trade through with time. So again, right review real quick. Consolidation, trend. Understand that those two things is what the market does over and over again. Swing trading, higher time frames. We're using the daily, weekly, monthly time frames to really catch a move, right? We're still buying in supply demand. If you want to understand supply and demand, have a bunch of videos on the YouTube, so definitely check those out. But all we did was base here, creating higher low, and now we're starting to trend. It was just laggard to the market. And now it seems like we're finally getting that push up 170 and then 175 will be that ultimate retest into here, into these highs. So hopefully this holds into the morning. But if you guys want to learn how to do this, you want to learn how to trade, you already know part of the Wolves of Wealth group, where we teach people how to do this and become consistent, profitable traders. If you have any questions, though, feel free to drop them. I'll always be around, guys. And I ended on this like every video. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. You can do this. Take it one trade at a time. You guys got this. I know SPY is on everybody's favorite list, but wanted to show over Google, want to show our small account trades, want to show our swing trades, because yes, we dominate on SPY every single day. But let me give you a quick overview. We're right here at 559.52. Somebody's saying that levels aren't being respected. They're actually being respected greatly here on SPY. We're just trading level to level here. Is it kind of hard because we're just melting up? Yeah, that can be a little hard because everyone's waiting for that sell. Over 560, definitely would be looking back in the highs, 564 to 565 there. And obviously we break new price discovery. Don't have a bias. Come and trade what is in front of you guys. I love you. I'll see you next time. Again, my name is Mr. Banks. Have a great night. Have an amazing week ahead of us. See ya.